done to kind of set themselves apart. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna see like one team blow the other out because it's still only match day 3. But I think we're gonna see a lot of high flying action from what I've seen from these team stats.
Yeah, and it is definitely, not been the greatest start for the Anglers, sitting at 1-7 to start out, but only 4-4 for the Suris, so not that much hotter of a start. It's pretty even as far as early goings in the season go. You can see that shooting number all the way at the bottom there. A lot lower of a percentage than what we saw in Contender, and that is because the defense at this level is just so much quicker to the ball. 18 goals for the Suris to 11 for the Anglers. Pretty even goals against, 16 and 20, 31 and 32 saves, pretty even. So all of the individual team stats there pretty close, boss, but the wins, the only thing really in favor of Suris here.
For sure, and quite frankly, it's one of the hardest things to predict, especially this early on in the season, when you haven't established, who's going to be your leading player. You don't have your rotations perfectly down because you're still establishing chemistry. So there's still a lot left on to be on the board here. As we get into these player stats, it kind of speaks a little bit more to what's been going on so far. Suris obviously have two main starters here, Asuma RL, and then Hose. Great name, top
Excellent.
5 in the league by far. Uh, but they're still trying to figure out. Looks like between Nine and Renuku, either maybe a substitution occurred, or maybe they're just trying to figure out who's going to be their starting third. But when you look across the board, Spiral, Panic, and Frosty definitely being a more established 3 that might be beneficial for them here, as they may have played a little longer and they might be able to quickly get off to the right start here.
Yeah, and Reverse Fridge, the GM for the Anglers. So it's always an interesting wrinkle when the manager
Ooh.
of the franchise is on the roster as well. So we'll see how they shake out here. Reverse Fridge playing himself in game number 1 here. It's Reverse Panic and Paradox for Anglers, Hose 9 and the Suma for Suris. 5 minutes elite matchup here between Suris and Anglers. Another 4 games to go. And the kickoff will be won into the blue corner. Asuma very quickly up to it. Panic will take it away before the flip reset can come out. Reverse Fridge, super awkward there, but Paradoxical's there to back him up. Touch to the backboard by 9. Panic will have control until Asuma takes away all of his boost down to the ground here. Hose will turn it back. 9 lurking here at the edge of the box. Asuma was trying to steal that boost. Looks like it was squeezed out. And then on the ground, Wifty, which is not something we see very often, will lead to a breakout here the other way for the Angler. First Fridge tries to use that cockroach to pop it to the center of the pitch. It won't happen. Now Asuma with a long clearance down the other way. Spiral Paradox leaves that one out. Hose almost had a wide open shot, but Reverse Fridge with a heroic effort to keep the shot from ever coming out. Anglers have looked all out of sorts on their back line, boss. It has been just a mayhem central in the defensive end for both these teams.
For sure. Hose has control, wins the 50. 9 is already up, looking for the shot. That's going to be wide to the left, but Spiral Paradox took it seriously nonetheless. Off the backboard touch by Awesome RL leaves this alive to 9. 9's looking center, looking for Hose. Hose isn't quite there, so 9's going to be left all alone tonight. Hose would have definitely made it a lot easier for 9, but, without Hose, it's going to be a very lonely offensive opportunity. Pass center for Hose. Hose isn't there once again, and with 3:30 left to be played here, HUD, you definitely want to see more Hose this early on in the game.
Not enough Hose here for the Anglers. Spiral Paradox is going to be on the end of a panic pass there, and he's going to put it in behind the defense for Suris, and that is the breakthrough the Anglers needed. Hose unable to get there. Asuma also unable to get there. Asuma, somebody's going to get on me in chat for not being weeb enough to pronounce that correctly, but Anglers care not. They're going to take the 1-0 lead here. Look for it off the kickoff. Panic with some pressure. Hose awkward off the backboard, but will have the touch in the cut around Spiral. Now just one to beat in Reverse Fridge. The shadow defense is there. And Suma's going to put it right back to the center. 9 with a banger. And he staples it to the upper left-hand corner. A quick response from Suris, and it's 1-1.
Fantastic lead-on touch by Asuma here to be able to put that for their teammate. But my man, 9, able to slot that. That is disgusting. Kickoff here 9 and Panic. Reverse Fridge turns, gets the pop, looks to get it past Hose, but Hose had that totally read. This is a possible offensive opportunity. Asuma sends it clear over the top. Might have been looking for a little less power actually there. Hopefully to set up Hose. Hose gets the ground pinch. 9 doesn't touch it. Oh my goodness, it rolls up the post. And instead, this game's going to stay 1-1. My man HUD, I thought that was going to be a free goal.
Free goal, maybe a bumper, just some mind games there from 9, but it won't go. Here's a little in-tight passing from Anglers. They won't be able to find a shot out of it, and we've passed halftime, still at 1-1. Panic is able to burst that one down. Hose gets up and is bumped off. Reverse Fridge looking for Panic on the right wing, but 9 is quick to it. Downfield now for Suris, cut out by Reverse Fridge. He's got no boost in the tank to work with. It'll pop high. Hose first there. Stretches this one out to the right side. Looks for the 50 on Panic, but he'll just clear it back the way that it came. And Anglers are going to get on the front foot once again, trying to find the go-ahead. Spiral and Panic coming together there in the corner. Here's an opportunity for Reverse Fridge, but Asuma's got the read, and the long clearance will clear the danger. Another great push downfield, but still no more goals to show for it, boss. We stay 1-1.
We do. Hose quickly elevates. Panic doesn't panic. Takes their time, plays it patiently. This is going to be high and inside. Reverse Fridge is unable to clear this all the way down, so they're going to drop it for the teammate. Spiral looking for the shot. 9. The quick reflexes, able to quickly turn, flip, and get the touch. Hose has this centered once again for 9. 9 can't quite beat the goal. Instead, Asuma going to come off the ceiling here, looking for potentially a ground pinch. He opts to hit it before, loses a lot of power on the shot opportunity. Instead, we're going to see 9 get the beat. Hose stuffs it through. The goalie couldn't quite stop the Hose, and instead now has to deal with the ball deep in the net.
Great stuff here on the forecheck from Suris. Just unrelenting pressure, not letting Anglers get underneath of it to find a clear. And eventually it's 9 that crams it down, or it's Hose that crams it down the throat of the defense. And it's going to be right back in the net of Suris, though. This time it's Spiral Paradox off the feed from Reverse Fridge on the kickoff. Just gets the nice kick out off the ceiling. 9's not there in time, and Spiral Paradox gets us right back to even 2-2. 54 seconds left, boss. Every game last series were all 1-goal games. You think we can get 1-goal games for another 4 here in this one?
I don't think we'll see a 1-goal game through any Elite series this entire season. Like, the Elite tier is definitely where you start to see a lot of players find themselves offensively. They're developing a lot of rotations to follow up with the mechanics that they developed in Rival and Fet. And just like there, you see Asuma RL reading the backboard touch from Hose, and quite frankly is able to get there to slot the protractor against. But my man, Elite is just so visceral in their attack. It's almost disgusting.
Yeah, and Anglers just nowhere near enough urgency to get that ball out of their defensive zone. They pay for it dearly by losing the lead with only 90 seconds left. Here's a shot from 9 that's turned away. Panic with a long clearance. Not going to find anything back to the center. 9's going to have a lot of space to work with after the demo. Looking for Asuma on the corner, but the pass maybe with a little bit too much pace. And that will be saved away by Paradox. 10 seconds left. One more push for the Anglers. Will they be able to find the equalizer here in the waning seconds of game 1? Team pinch, goalward, but Hose makes the save. Spiral Paradox away from 9. Reverse Fridge towards Panic, but Hose steps up big once again. And with zeros on the clock, it'll have to be something heroic here for the Anglers. All the way up. Reverse Fridge had it wide open and just couldn't pop it in. And Suris will hang on. They take game number 1 by 3-2. Again, the 1-goal differential comes in play. A double cycle for Suris between Hose and 9. And man, Anglers wishing they could have had that last push back. Maybe an opportunity to send it to OT, but just wouldn't fall their way, boss.
Ooh, that is going to be a rough one for sure, especially with the amount of offense they've generated this game. Anglers having 6 shots of their own, converting 2. That could be a potential backbreaker for most teams. We'll see kind of how they recover going into game 2. I don't know, man. Like how I guess for you that would affect you, right? You have such a close game and you drop what could have potentially been your win.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that's that you can just roll on from. You definitely have to think about the fact that you had all these opportunities and they just would not fall. They wouldn't go in. And I think if you're anglers, you just got to find a way to make sure that you're backing each other up well. You don't leave those open shots on the backboard. You got to find ways to close out on Suris, not give them those wide open shooting opportunities. And you have to convert on the easy ones in front of the net. You cannot leave points on the pitch at this level. We've got all of the same 6 players back in to run it back for here for game 2. Anglers looking to respond after a close game 1 loss. They are now 1-8 on the season. They're trying to extend that game win total. Here's an opportunity. Maybe all of the whiffs, fake challenges, bumps looking like it was the contender matchup we just finished, boss. But now maybe the elite
Hey.
players will kick it into high gear and get something going. But yeah, not the most mechanical starting 20 seconds I've ever seen in the league game.
No, man, you gotta relax though. Saying the like, shades of contender. Come on, man.
Did you see the same start to this game that I did?
I did. It was a rough one for sure. And speaking of contender matchup, Asuma looking to put in some big body plays like we saw a lot. Oh my goodness, Suris just able to bully the Anglers into their first goal.
I don't know how this goes in from Asuma, but it's just a raw 50 here, and trying to cut it back in. It lofts far back post, and if you weren't already kind of pissed off in an orange car, if you weren't already a little upset from the Anglers that you just couldn't find a way to get it done in game number 1, that is not the goal you want to see go in to help the mental here. As that one, again, another turnover from Suris that Anglers just can't find a way to punish. I really think that if Anglers can maybe change their mindset a little bit here to less trying to force these mistakes and just capitalize on the ones that the Angler or the Suris are already making, they might find a better, a little bit more consistent shots of the backboard here, because there's been so many wide open looks that the Anglers haven't been able to find a way to punish the Suris for.
Ooh, we could be seeing a meeting in the middle here. Reverse Fridge able to win that 59. Has to play this. Wow, what a second touch by 9 to keep that defensive play alive. I thought that was going to be a center. Instead, the quick counter attack as Hose lobs up the ball for Asuma for a free goal. Oh my.
Wow, what a read from Asuma right at the edge of the box. Razor sharp reflexes and 2 goals on 2 shots. Asuma second in elite in shooting percentage coming into match day 4, 53.8%. He's at 100% here in game number 2, and it's a 2-0 lead for Suris. Hose once again trying to get something started. There'll be Asuma into the corner. Lots of boost to work with. Asuma throws it high off the backboard, and Reverse Fridge will have the clear 9 to keep it in the blue end. Another touch here. Panic just has to get it up to the ceiling. Asuma with the whiff didn't have the read, and Spiral will get the long clearance down the other way. Anglers with no shots. Even that one doesn't count as a shot, boss. They're yet to even generate a lick of offense on goal. They've got to find something to change here as we approach halftime of game number 2.
Ooh, it is turning into a burner here. Asuma playing the role very well of the offensive-minded guru. Asuma's already elevating the aggressive tendencies coming through still. 9 able to win that 50 here, but Reverse Fridge is going to be able to pick it up long before Asuma or Hose can take the touch. Asuma passes it center. Panic has the ball. Tries to cut it on 9, but can't quite get it past. Instead, Hose quickly elevates. Pops it off the ceiling. Spiral Paradox putting this on. Asuma elevates. Swats it away. Defense looking just as solid as offense for sure. Reverse Fridge. Pushing it all the way down the pitch. Ooh, doesn't get the touch. Spiral slaps it down into what is easily turning into be the Game 2 MVP. Asuma just clearing it away once again. It's insane.
Oh, almost clearing away his teammate, preventing the save there. It's going to be Hose instead that gets the stop on Spiral Paradox's drive. But Anglers have gone from no shots to 6 shots in the time that since we checked in on their shot totals about a minute and a half ago. But the problem is none of those shots have been particularly threatening. 5 of them saved away, 1 of them off the post, all accounted for as that one rolls off the post and wide harmlessly for the Anglers. They're just not finding any of these high opportunity chances. Spiral Paradox turned aside by the woodwork there and just unable to buy a goal here are the Anglers. Spiral Paradox will have another go, denied by Asuma midair above the box. 60 seconds left, 7 shots on goal for the Anglers. Nothing to show for it, boss.
Ooh, this is definitely turning into a rough one for sure. And I know there's still 45 seconds left, but it's not like a lot of the other lower tiers. It really is.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow. That is unfortunate.
That's just unfair. 9 gets up here, drops it in, and then it's the bump into it, and it's off of Spiral Paradox's hood into the back of the net. The Rocket League gods are spitting upon the Anglers right now. Nothing good is allowed to happen if you're in an car, at least here in Game 2, and if you were an Anglers player right now, boss, I think you're probably just looking ahead to game number 3, just trying to find a little bit of regain, a little bit of mojo to take with you through the back half of this series, because there's still 2 more games to play for, but it has just got to be brutal watching all of these tries go nowhere, all of these balls bounce in the box with no saves, no follow-up shots on them either, and Suris have just been running them up and down the pitch. 3 goals, 5 shots for Suris, 8 shots and no goals for Anglers, and Suris looking to make it 4, won't go, saved away by Panic. Spiral Paradox has it all the way into the corner at 0s, and it'll touch down there off of Panic's hood. Suris take game number 2, convincing fashion, 2-0, 3-0 win to go up 2-0 in the series.
My man, that's actually what I was getting ready to talk about last game or during this game actually, when they were up 2-0 before that third goal occurred. It felt like it was over, like the game was done. It didn't feel like there was a lot of potential for the momentum swing to potentially even it up. In Elite, it's so difficult when you go down by 2 to crawl back with 3 goals. So definitely we're going to have to see what the Anglers do. I thought we were going to get JK Frosty in here for Reverse Fridge, but they left the lobby as well. So we'll see going into game 3 what the teams look like. But HUD, you're right. It's a really tough mental, especially after you lose 2 games on stream, but to lose the second game in such a fashion, it's just brutal.
Yeah, it's gotta be it's gotta be tough. It's just it's not been the breaks have not been going Anglers' way, to put it lightly. It has not really been fortunate. Like, they haven't had a whole lot of puck luck. It's just not broken the way that they needed to. But in times like these, you've got to find a way to make an adjustment to change something going into game number 3 here. Anglers are going to make the sub. JK Frosty has made it in the lobby and left. But now we're short a player from Suris, it looks like. Just waiting for the last player to join back in. We'll be good to run game number 3 here. But Anglers, boss, they I don't know what the change that they need to make here is, but it's got to be something. Whether it's just being a little bit more aggressive, not letting Suris have that space, or if it's just capitalizing on those mistakes. We've seen Suris makes mistakes. They've not been perfect by any stretch, but Anglers have got to find a way to get it done.
We'll see here if JK Frosty will be the cool hand coming into the game here and potentially lead the Anglers to the victory. Spiral Paradox, Asuma going for the kickoff here. We'll see how this breaks down. Asuma loses it to Hose. Hose quickly gets the pop and goes to push the tempo. Able to win the 50, and it keeps it alive on the Anglers' third. 9 gets stuff through. Panic tries, gets the push. Frosty able to put it away. Oh my, what a great way to play this through. Oh, goodness.
Great way to start a game directly after being shut out, too, and a pretty good way to come off the bench for JK Frosty. First 15 seconds, you get your team on the board, up 1-0 quickly. Opportunity here, maybe on the kickoff, will go by the wayside. Awesome with no boost in the tank is going to try to make something happen on empty. Instead, it's 9 picking out that far corner, and 10 seconds go by, and the Suris have responded very quickly, just like we've been seeing them all night. That aggressive third-man rotation and a perfectly placed shot from 9 to tie us back up 1-1.
Ooh, that is rough. I really thought the Anglers are going to be able to keep their 1-goal lead a little longer, maybe savor it. It's rough, man, to give up one so quickly in return. Hose, oh my
goodness.
Hose is just so technical off the backboard, and quite frankly, that is just an incredible play by Hose.
What a read. Awesome can pre-jump the ball coming across the center, because as soon as Hose gets that touch, nobody else has got a read on it. Just kisses it off of the backboard, wraps it around the corner in the ceiling, and it's the perfectly weighted pass for Osman to put in the back of the net. And we're 50 seconds in. There's already been 3 goals scored. A bunch of demos come out, and Suris have come out of this first minute on top, even after conceding the first goal. Hose will chip this one out to the center. Maybe was looking for 9, but didn't like the prospects of the shot. Now Awesome, a solo play to the backboard, looks for the double. It's dropping in. Frosty awkward, but just enough to get it away from the diving 9. Instead, it's Hose that'll turn it in from the corner. Angling that one in, and it's 3-1, just like that for the Suris.
Ooh, that is such an unfortunate change from what we saw early on. Anglers with that quick attack within the first 20 seconds. I really thought the tempo was going to be different coming into this game here, but with the fast play by Asuma and then Hose just setting everybody up, keeping the game alive, it's insane. I don't know how this Anglers team is going to be able to recover when this Suris team is just playing out of their minds for sure. Hose quickly recovers, able to put all 4 tires on the ground and get the flip that they need. Asuma pushing it down the pitch, gets the second touch. This is off the ceiling. 9 almost beats Panic to open this up to 4-1. Instead, the clear away keeps this where it was, but with 3 minutes left, HUD, that's a lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I think one thing I'm noticing here as this game is continuing to wear on is that Anglers just a little bit too eager to throw possession away. They've got to just try a little bit harder to carry the ball into the blue end a little bit, look for passes down pitch, connect with their teammates, because doing a lot of banging the ball away, and that is not a recipe to win at the elite level by any stretch. Here's Frosty trying to get something going out to the middle. 9 gets the demo on Panic, which will pretty much stop the offensive push. Awesome now, a little bit of space, but dunked away by Panic. 9 rotates back underneath. Paradox looking for the drive, but it's 50 away. And we're through halftime. It's still a 2-goal lead for Suris. JK Frosty from the ceiling can't connect, and 9 makes the 0 boost save. Dangerous over the middle, but there's nobody there for the Anglers, and Hose gets the 0 boost clear. Around 1 saved away by Paradox. But again, Suris just continue to put the pressure on, and Anglers have yet to find the answer.
Oh, that might be a long shot goal. Frosty able to recover just in time, so instead Asuma is going to have to let this play back to Hose. Hose tries to play it patient, but it doesn't pay off. The pop-up, nobody was there. Oh no, Hose! Okay, Asuma was able to get the push. Oh, for a second there, I thought I sounded like Fat Albert with ho, come in here. Hey. Oh, God. There's too many things that rhyme with Hose, and quite frankly, with as great of a name as it is, it's making casting far too fun tonight.
It's definitely playing... he's all over the place. He's got a cycle here in game number 3. Doing a little bit of everything for Suris, and now it's 9 out ahead of this one. Tap down, and that's a big demo from Spiral Paradox. Keeps the ball out of the goal for the time being. Awesome tries to make something happen, and it will not go. Spiral Paradox back out, but can't get it back in front. It's Panic instead to sweep that one away at the last second. Final minute of game number 3 here, and the Anglers have got to make something happen quickly, and it'll be Frosty to do just that. Catches the ball off the ceiling, and a great forward push here, just what the doctor ordered for the Anglers, back within 1 with 50 seconds left.
Ooh, we have a game on our hands for sure. With 50 seconds to be played, Frosty and Hose split the 50. Nines waiting back post, creeping up a little bit here. Doesn't get the
Oh,
touch.
the finger.
Panic can't put it away. And quite frankly, that could have been the dagger to at least equalize and swing the momentum entirely in their favor. Instead, Spiral Paradox has to
No.
contend with Hose, who's able to center it. 9. Asuma not ready for the pass.
Yes,
Instead,
he is.
Asuma's gonna put away. Oh, no, that is a backbreaker.
Oh, just so rough from Spiral Paradox. Misses the potential equalizer. I guess it was Panic that missed the potential equalizer on the other end, and then it's a silver flip sideways from Spiral Paradox to make it a 2-goal lead once again for the Suris, and Anglers still looking for the answer. JK Frosty came in off the bench. He's made such a huge difference. He's got all 4 shots and both goals for the Anglers, but has been totally left out to dry by his teammates. Just not able to get anything going with any kind of consistency downfield. And as zeros hit the clock, it will not be comebackable for the Anglers. Ball will be saved away there. Panic keeps it up, looking for a pride goal for the road, but even that one won't go. Kicked out to midfield. Suris, 1 game away for the second of back-to-back stream sweeps potentially tonight.
This definitely is not the way you want to get things off if you are the Anglers. That substitution definitely made their offense look a little bit more lively, especially towards the end there. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if they were just trying to get their footing reactuated or what was going on, but they gave up 9 shots from source. They're not controlling the midfield, and quite frankly, they're just allowing far too many from Hose, Osman, and 9, all equally supported, to just pepper their goal.
Yeah, and it's another cycle for Hose there, doing a little bit of everything, both sides of the pitch, and the Anglers just struggling to find that consistent offensive pressure. They've got to find a way to tighten up their rotations, whether it's a little bit of communication, they're just getting out-resourced, or they need to be a little bit more conscientious in their pathing and securing those corner boosts, making sure they're not being just starved out by the forecheck of the Suris, which has been so dominant here, and it has been so dominant that they've won 3 games in a row. They've got an opportunity to take 4 here, put themselves up, and the Anglers dropping 3. They do not want to be a 1-win team going in to match day 5, boss.
They definitely don't. We'll see how they can respond to the first 3 matches. No, Hose and Panic getting the kickoff here. 9 able to read the kickoff very quickly. 9's there off the back or off the sidewall. Asuma looking for the center pass. Double commit here from Hose and Asuma. But we'll see 9 get the rip. Oh my goodness. This is not what you want to be looking at already. First shot placed in a very viable option so quickly. Second shot coming through as well. Hose waits for it. Asuma gets the bump on. Good old JK Frosty here. 9 looks to center it, but can't get it past the goal. This is going to come all the way back to their back third. Asuma tries to get the pop over Panic, but gets deleted from the field of play instead. Frosty elevated over. Can't keep control. Instead, we're going to see Hose shove this across. Not a lot of offensive opportunities. They said, hey, I'm done with the ball. You can finally play with it for a little bit.
Here's Paradox with ping warnings as he's going up for that one, but still trying his best. Ball out over the middle here. Panic will scoop underneath. Throws it out across midfield. Hose tracking backwards. Asuma will cut it off. Frosty up high. Asking for a remake in chat. We're past a minute, so we kind of, our hands are tied here. We kind of have to keep going. Shots wide. JK Frosty underneath. He'll catch it.
Ooh.
JK Frosty up here, tracking it all the way through, and 9 will make the clearance. Panic throwing it high. Backboard ball here, wide open. Asuma whiffs, and it's the whifty. To get it across midfield. Big demo down pitch, but it won't go. And thrown all the way into the corner. Asuma, rough touch, and another dunk there to save the danger. And a long ball here. Is it going to go in? Panic with the heroic save. 9 with a putback. And Panic makes another stop. We'll stay 0-0, boss.
We definitely will. It is unfortunate. I see two of these players are really just struggling with their pings. They were asking for a remake, but as you correctly called, with that 1 minute already being passed, the rules being clear cut on the issue, this is going to effectively be a 2v2. We'll see how this plays out. 9 and Asuma playing a lot of the offensive push here. Hose sitting a little further back than they have the last few games. 9 coming off the backboard, takes the pop off the sidewall. Frosty able to get the touch here. Spiral Paradox, for somebody with 350 ping and 3 saves, that is insane. They are playing, overcoming adversity here, and it is paying off for sure. Centered. Oh my, Hose. Normally the offensive aggressor would have probably been well up in the front third, ready for that pass. Instead, they've had to play this very safe. HUD, this is definitely making an impact on the game for sure.
Yeah, and it's been a couple whiffs just from players that we've seen be consistent. Paradox and Hose, both the ones that are affected by the ping right now. And 9 has that one. What happened? It's just an absolute blunder here from 9. Panic throws it downfield. 9's trying to catch, but it rolls off of his car and into the back of the net. And for the third series in a row, or I feel like the third casting night in a row, I again have to say that a team looks like the Pittsburgh Penguins scoring on themselves just before power play. And I really hate the fact that this keeps happening. I keep having to talk about it, but Anglers have got a much-needed 1-0 lead.
Well, and that could be very short-lived. Ping has kind of cleared up a little bit. They're sitting at 92. They're not sitting at 300 anymore. So for sure, this could potentially be a massive shift. Spiral Paradox still kind of recovering from 244. Panic looking for the center. Asuma clears it to the backboard. 9 can't quite get the touch, so instead Frosty's going to be able to put this here. Double taps it off the backboard. What an insane play to put them up 2-0.
Great communication there to coordinate who's going to take that boost, and JK Frosty makes the absolute most of it. 100 boost in the tank and a pretty finish to give an insurance goal. The first insurance goal for the Anglers so far in this series. It's their biggest lead, up 2-0. 65 seconds left here, and a lot of work to do for the Suris. We know how lethal they can be. It's a double fake from Spiral Paradox. Can he find the finish? It's there with the demo to boot, and the Anglers have got themselves a 3-0 lead. Spiral Paradox, the man with the lag, the cycle here in game number 4.
Ooh. Crazy that Spiral Paradox was literally 300 ping down, and I feel like they've been playing better than before. 4 saves, 1 goal on 1 shot. I mean, they've literally been the backbone of their team's defense this game. And we'll see kind of how Suris now have to respond. I think this is the first time they've played down since game 2, where the Anglers kind of, or was it game 3 where the Anglers had 1 goal in the first 12 seconds?
One early goal, and then after that, it's really just been all Suris all the time. They're still pushing here, trying to get something to happen with 23 seconds left. It's going to have to be a quick goal. Maybe in the next 5 here, can Hose make anything happen? It's into the orange end. Awesome, but it's wide, and that's probably the comeback hopes dashed for the Suris. Anglers are going to take game number 4, dominant 3-0 win. All 3 players turning in a goal, and that is exactly the response that needed to happen. Maybe Anglers would like to have it happen a game or 2 earlier, but they figure it out. They get game underneath the another win underneath their belt. Now they're at 2-10. That equals 12. They've played 4 match days, but that is a 3-1 series win for the Suris. And another strong series come and gone here. Match day 4 wrapped up, boss.
For sure, match day 4 has been a fantastic one, but I do want to talk a little bit about this final game here from Suris and the Anglers. Great play here from the Anglers to turn around what could have been a devastating situation getting swept, and instead now we get to see them, walk away. They doubled their wins on the season. That's at least the start. They
They
did?
did, and in addition to doing so, they've also handed Suris their first division loss of the season. So those division standings come into play a lot down the stretch once we get into the playoff times. So every one of those division wins is critical, and that is the first one that Suris has dropped. So a pretty strong start at 7-1 on the divisional games for Suris. Anglers at 2-6. But it was a fantastic series. Suris not able to secure the sweep, so everybody that voted on them is points. Anglers are going to take that one. And it is another week or another day. No, that's another week. Today's Wednesday.
We
I know
have
what day of the week it is. Another week
do
of
we have outdated
RSC.
stats coming into
I
today?
I
I just
think so.
realized it only said that they were 5-3 or like 1-7. I think we had outdated stats now that I'm looking at like the fact that we're on match day 4.
Yeah,
Fantastic
you'd be correct.
way to go. But that's definitely going to shore up the Saurus, the Ocean Division, I should say. Saurus are now 11-5. Anglers are 3-13. Uh, my man, if you're cool with it, I'll give a quick breakdown for what's upcoming on the stream, and then
Please,
we'll
please,
go
please.
from there.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm just kind of, I had some stats kind of thrown to me in my DMs, and it kind of threw me for a loop there.
We saw the same stats, boss. Don't worry.
I'm. That's fair. That's fair. For those of you who are looking to tune in for some more exciting RSC action, this next week is going to be pretty incredible. On Friday, we're going to have our franchise fight night, which is going to be between the Whale Defense and the Jungle. Should be Chally Elite and Master Tiers duking it out for Pride. On Monday, we're going to have match day 5. So far, the only thing we've got registered on the books is a rival matchup between the Tardy Tortoises and Lou Cthulhu, captained by Lucas RL and Winter, respectively. That should be produced by Bladed Raptor. That'll be their first time. And then we'll have Carnage Wolfbite and BB Comedian both casting that match. And then on Wednesday, the match day 6, we're going to have